What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 8 and do a discussion about the Spoiling Dead fans character episode guide. Now, obviously, potential spoiler warning for Season 8 filming, characters, just the whole 9 yards of the first half of Season 8, episodes 1 through 8, character episode guide. Potential spoilers. These are not confirmed by any means, so do not hold this list as the 100% confirmed, as it's not. So here we go, guys. Now, obviously, these are the big boys, the big list, the big main characters, and you see a lot of Rick, Carl, Daryl, but what jumps out at me is Tara and Morgan. They're in a lot of episodes, potentially. Remember, this is potential list, not 100% confirmed by any means, but it's a lot of people, a lot of good people. Eugene, potentially, Jesus. We need a little more Jesus in the show for what he is. The character of Jesus, he is a lot better in the comics, I would say, up to this point, so hopefully he comes back around. And with Morgan and Jesus fighting in the trailer and stuff, it looks pretty cool, and I think he'll be a bigger part for season 8. At least I hope so, because I do like his comic storyline. But obviously the main characters are going to be for the main part of the season: Rick, Daryl, Maggie, Carol, Morgan. You know, I mean, come on, there's a lot of people on the cast of The Walking Dead. I mean, there's the biggest cast, I believe, of the series was season 7, season 8. So I'm excited to see how it goes down. I don't think there's going to be any major losses of major characters like a Rick or a Daryl or a Carol, or maybe Carol. But I just don't know if Carol or Morgan, if they're going to make it out of this season or not, just because every year they could be potentially written off the show in one way or another, and they keep staying around, which I like. Carol, I like Morgan, I want them around. I don't want them to go, but potentially they could always go, as no one is safe on the show, they love to say. But Carol, Morgan, either of them could stay or go on the show. Storyline wise, I don't know what's left for them to do, but I want them to stay. The rest of the list is pretty obvious and pretty not at the same time. Negan is going to be there, obviously. Dwight, Ezekiel, Aaron, Father Gabriel, a lot of big characters. Like the Jerry part. I like how seeing a lot of Jerry. Jadis at the bottom is a lot of episodes too for a character that could potentially be written off the show. I hope she's not around for any longer than she needs to be. Well, I guess the scavengers too, not just Jadis. Pollyanna McIntosh, very cool person. All the interviews I've seen, all the stuff online. Just the character of the scavengers just need to go, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan. Judith, episode 1. You know, the Judith thing is like, is she going to go? I don't see her ever leaving the show. She'll just be minimally there or not. She could always be being cared for. She doesn't have to be seen. But as for Negan, Dwight, Eugene, Simon, the Saviors, they're obviously going to have to be a big part of it because it's all-out war storyline. I mean, that's a big deal. Now, this last part of the list is the list that I see as definitely people will not make it through the entire season. This part of the list. Some good, some bad, some we will miss more than others, that's for sure. But the ones that jump out at me are Eric, Francine, Arat, Shiva, and Jared. Eduardo is a minimal character at Hilltop. We can barely see him from time to time, but I think Hilltop members will be there for various parts of the season, like Gregory. But Jared needs to go. Francine, some of the survivors aren't going to make it. I mean, some of the saviors aren't going to make it. I mean, this is not a storyline where everyone's hunky-dory and everyone hangs out. I mean, come on, it's going to be war. So, Simon. The big one is Simon, that I don't know if he's going to make it out. He's filming a lot this season, so which is good. But I like Simon. I like Stephen Ogg, but both sides need to have casualties, and he could be one for sure. Arat, that one episode, I mean, is not looking much for her on there, which is fine by me. Not going to miss that character by any means. The main one here is I really hope this guy is not on the show anymore. He's annoying. He's a pain in the butt. He just needs to go. It'd be very satisfying when he's not on the show anymore. Now, as for the survivors like Francine and Eric, I just don't see them making it. I mean, not everyone's going to make it out of the war alive. And Francine would be a person I could see not making it. Eric, you know, is a big thing in the comic for Aaron. So his loss could be a main storyline for Aaron. The main one too is Daniel Newman, a very cool guy in person, and on the show I like him too, but I see him having the Richard storyline in the war, which is not a good storyline for any character. You don't want that. But they're highlighting him in the trailer a little bit more, and when they're highlighting you a little bit more, that potentially means something bad is happening to that character or a loved one of theirs. Shiva would be a big loss on the show for me. I love animals on the show, and Shiva is one of those characters that I do like. So we all know the storyline by now of the comics, and it's not boding well for Shiva for season 8, and it looks to be pretty early based on what they're saying. So there you go, guys. That's what the latest episode filming guide is for the characters. Check out my books online, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Fight for Us, The Beginning, Reunited at Refuge is coming out next month. I got a Fight for Us book Facebook page, a PT channel Facebook page, doing more live streams. Be doing those every probably Sundays around 12 or 1 o'clock. Check me out on Instagram at the PT channel and Twitter, the Walking Dead community, Facebook page and the group. And as always, guys, hit that subscribe button if you can. Help us achieve our goal of 100,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome, and thank you for watching.